All right, y'all. Get thumbnail. Y'all see the title, and we got S-Class versus S-Class Heroes versus S-Rank Hunter. Isn't close. Let's check this out, bro. Let's check this out.
One Punch Man's S-Class Heroes versus Solo Leveling's S-Rank Hunter.
Okay.
This is something that was suggested so many times in my Sun Jin Woo vs Saitama video. Obviously, the two verses are very similar in so many ways.
They ain't gonna get past S-Rank Hunters, ain't getting past Watchdog. I'm calling it now.
Having an overpowered main character, comparable ranking systems, and generally a similar idea of fighting mysterious.
Wait, so I'm assuming we ain't gonna use Blast, and we counting say Tommy out.
Creatures. In this video, we try with the best of our abilities to dissect and analyze where every character falls in terms of strength to find out which group would be the more dominant between the two. But before that, make sure to join this channel's system before your heart stops by subscribing and turning the notification on for more of these versus matchup videos. Thank you.
Go.
S-Rank Hunters are the best and arguably the strongest in this series, with each country having their own hunter, stacking up more than 100 S-Rank Hunters in the world. However, as unfortunate as it is, we didn't really have the privilege to see even half of them in action. As a matter of fact, even the Korean S-Rank Hunters that has the most spotlight in the series lacks heavily in terms of feats and showings. There are even hunters that are very irrelevant to this topic for relying on one certain specialty that doesn't do well in a full-blown out fight. And for that specific reason, there would only be a few characters we would be including in this video for obviously having much more screen time than others.
Okay.
These characters are Baekhyun-Woo, Chua Chong-en, Sha Hai-en, Go Gun-hee, Sang Il-hwan, Hwang Dong-soo, and the Japanese Goto Ryuji.
I love the names, but I can't pronounce them.
We would also be including 3 national level hunters who are described to being the strongest in the series, them being the strongest in America.
Yo, this guy, I like this guy. I like this guy right here. I saw the manga.
Thomas Andre, the strongest in China, Leo Chogang, and obviously the strongest in the world.
At first, I was against him, this guy. But, you know, I'm cool with him now. Oh, he cool.
Sun Jin Woo. Alright, now before we start scaling these characters, it's very important to establish that I'd be mixing between the light novel and the webtoon, since if we only go by the latter, most of these characters would only be capping at city level in terms of attack potency for not showing any solid feats above this scaling in the webtoon. So with that being said, how strong are the S-Rank and national level hunters? Now, starting off with Japan's best, Goto Ryuji, Goto is said to be the strongest hunter in Japan, and some consider him to be as strong as a national level hunter, meaning this is as a big highball should make him city level in terms of attack potency. But that's only when you assume that he is really approaching that level, and that was meant to be taken literally, since national level hunters by the very least rivals a nuclear warhead in terms of pure firepower and possesses enough power to rival a country's military might. You see, if we go by that logic, then this means that Beru, the Ant King who completely low-diffed him, should be above city level in terms of attack potency. And every hunter that was completely manhandled by the Ant King, such as Hwang Dong-soo, Baekhyun-Woo, Choi Jong, Ma Dong-wook, and Cha Hai-en should all vastly be way below this line of scaling. However, that doesn't mean Beru is as strong as national level hunters only because he one-shotted Goto, since these guys obviously vary in strength. In fact, it was specifically stated that Ryuji, when it comes to strength and combat skills, is vastly inferior to Leo Chogang, who should be in the same tier as someone like Thomas Andre. So national level hunters, especially the top 2, are obviously way above city level in terms of attack potency. But how do we exactly estimate how strong national level hunters are, or anybody who narratively sits comfortably at that level? You see, in order to do this, we need to first take a look at how strong the monarchs are, and this is where we indulge in the territory of heavily mixing between between the webtoons and the light novels, since as I said, if we only go by the former or the latter, we wouldn't really have a clear concrete estimation. Alright, so let's first start with the obvious fact that someone like the Beast Monarch in his last form was stated to wield enough power to destroy the planet while being nerfed for fighting in a world that isn't his. This planet is actually fortified by enough mana to eventually withstand the fights between the monarchs and the rulers, making them planetary plus level in terms of attack potency. This is slightly important since Thomas Andre actually contended with base Rakan to the point of the latter saying that he can feel victory slipping through his fingers and was pushed to partially transform. However, the novel goes deep on this, expressing that Rakan, even though in base, was only using his physical strength, not imbued with mana on his side at all, which means even in his base form against Thomas Andre, he was heavily nerfed. It's also important to know that the King of Beasts is only planetary when using his spiritual body manifestation to destroy the Earth by time, so Thomas is definitely not in the ranges of being planetary. And being completely generous, him and Leo should be somehow comparable to Tusk when he is not even trying, outputting enough energy to split the clouds that was calced at island level in terms of attack potency. Tusk at that point should be able to contend with low level monarchs, so his not even trying island level feat should be comparable to base Rakan, who also wasn't trying against Thomas Andre, somehow justifying putting the latter at this certain level, otherwise there would be no other way to properly scale him. Gogan-He clearly sits below this level for not even contending with the monarchs of Frost in his base form. Sang-Il-Huan, the father of Jinwoo, on the other hand, should be stronger than all of them for blocking full power attacks from the Monarch of Frost and Monarch of Beasts and even shove them away. Therefore, he should be either country level or slightly above. Alright, now let's tackle an even more challenging category in the solo leveling series, which is speed. How fast can they battle and react? You see, similar to One Punch Man, there are generally two lines of scaling regarding this series. The first one says that the high tier hunters such as Thomas Andre at best caps at massively hypersonic due to contending with Sun Jinwoo, who prior dodged and reacted to multiple blue arcs of lightnings. The second one suggests that anybody who scales to the Sun Jinwoo who fought the Architector should already be faster than light, and that's due to reacting to and dodging the status beams that were specifically targeted towards Sun Jinwoo. So Thomas Andre, Leo Chokang, Gogan-He, and Il-Wan should all be comparable to this level. Anyone below these hunters never showed any speed feats on par with Jinwoo at these high stages, so none of them are massively hypersonic, let alone the speed of light, with the sole exception of Cha-Hai-En possibly reaching the speed of light with her Sword of Light attack that she can only do once in a fight. Sun Jinwoo is definitely faster than light and could be argued to being much more than that. And with all of this being said, can these hunters ever hope to compete with the S-class heroes?
Like I said, they probably stopping at Watchdog and Darkshine. When we get past Darkshine.
There exist approximately 600 heroes in the Hero Association. That's obviously with excluding the Neo heroes.
Oh, I forgot about the Neo, bro. I love the Neo heroes, bro. Webby or whatever her name is. Bro, I'm ready to see him in action, bro. I want to see. I believe he got. Bro, I want to see him in action.
Those who are currently stacking
I hope they give him a chance to fight, bro. I really want to see him fight.
Up new candidates to rival the Hero Association. However, out of all of these heroes, only 17 of them are considered to being anomalies that require the creation of a whole new category today known as the S-class heroes. These guys vary drastically from one to another in.
Oh God, I forgot about King. Bro, they gonna King. Like I said, Watchdog is enough to get them in Darkshine Alley. What Darkshine? Yeah, God, okay. Wait, what Darkshine at? I guess he ain't up. Oh, and Zombie Man. They're gonna have a hard time fighting Zombie Man too. Yeah, okay.
in the strength department. And unlike the S-rank hunters, most of them has enough showings to quantify how strong they are. However, we would only be including characters who are currently within the S-class heroes, so Silver Fang, Metal Bat, Isamu, and Darkshine, who either retired or changed associations, would not be in this video.
I was dang sure saying Darkshine. Like, what Darkshine is? Darkshine is enough. Well, okay.
Same goes for the S-class heroes who has never had any concrete showings, such as Watchdog Man and Metal Knight.
Oh my god, so we ain't using Watchdog either. We ain't using Watchdog either. Good lord. Okay, god.
And we obviously all know that King is just too strong for this video.
Oh, we ain't using King either. Oh my god, bro. Oh god. God, we using none of the characters I asked for.
So he'd obviously be excluded. Alright, let's now start with Genos in literally chapter 6, demonstrating a casual explosion strong enough to put him at town level in terms of attack potency, with exerting force relative to that of 16 kilotons. Genos after got a new upgrade that, according to him in most parts, raises his destructive powers to a much higher level, but was still not capable of killing the Deep Sea King with a direct punch paired with an explosion to the face that sent him flying blocks away. The same Deep Sea King later in the VGS got completely destroyed by upgraded Genos in the audiobooks, and then after give Genos 2 more upgrades and he was still compared to Tank Top Master in terms of strength, which means that Tank Top Master and possibly Big God for scaling relative to him should at least be Small City in terms of attack potency. Puri Prisoner scales higher than this for being able to damage Psycho Orochi's bladed arms that clashed with Genos and Drive Knight's promoted Rook, which technically should place him around Large City to Mountain level in punching power. Zombie Man should be physically the weakest in the S-class heroes, being carried only by his busted ability to limitlessly regenerate, but he was also able to crack Carnage Kabuto's durability, and that should count for something. But for now, he should be around town to large town if we are being completely generous. Next, we go to the mid-tier of the S-class heroes. Starting off with Drive Knight, admittedly, this character is very hard to scale, since he only fought Neon, who is considered to be one of the weakest dragon level.
Hey, crazy, I like Neon. I like this character. I like this cat, bro.
Monsters with using prep time and match Psycho Orochi's jet for a brief time, but due to the narrative he should be above the S-class heroes who we mentioned before, and therefore we place him at least at mountain level in terms of attack potency. Now Sunblade Atomic Samurai and Flashy Flash should definitely by the very least, and as a lowball, country level for scaling to both Golden and Platinum S. Strictly speaking, arguments can be made about both of these characters scaling to continental and even above, especially for a character like Flashy Flash who got stronger in this current arc, being able to tank a slash from Empty Void and was still conscious. Even if you say that Empty Void is tremendously holding back, this feat is completely ridiculous. So Atomic Samurai and Flashy Flash should be scaled in the ranges of country to continental or even beyond in terms of attack potency. Now when it comes to the strongest destructive feats we've seen from the S-class heroes, 10 seconds Genos should definitely be only second to Tatsumaki. Not only was he able to stop a continental beam with his Incinerate, but managed to do it multiple times. Tatsumaki on the other hand also was able to tank it and later on stop it while being extremely nerfed. So these two characters should be by the very least multi-continental, with Tatsumaki arguably scaling much higher due to showcasing supremacy over the Monster King Orochi. Alright, notice when I said that the best destructive feats comes from these two characters, I actually lied. Obviously, a character called Blast exists as the strongest hero we've seen aside from Saitama. Not only was he able to contend with Cosmic Fear Garu in his
we using Blast
stages and currently fighting against Empty Void, but was also able to contain the energy of
Empty Goat.
The Serious Punch Squared for a brief time that managed to wipe out multiple solar systems and possibly galaxies, which means in terms of destructive capacity and attack potency, he vastly outscales the S-class heroes. Now, when it comes to how fast these characters can react and fight in One Punch Man, there exist various calcs depicting nerfed Deep Sea King and Sonic moving at least at massively hypersonic plus speeds. And not only did characters like early Genos and Puri Prisoner one-shot this monster or others on that level, they also have been fighting others who are narratively much stronger and faster. However, within the realm of demons, another fellow monster called Awakened Cockroach stated that he can indeed react and dodge at the speed of light. This would not be far-fetched since characters has been seen dodging lasers that were confirmed to have the properties of light, which means by using this logic, many characters would upscale to this and would be in the realm of faster than light speeds, with the high tier heroes such as Flashy Flash obviously operating at a much higher level being faster than light plus. However, if you don't want to account for the lasers meta and Awakened Cockroach statements for some reason, then most characters should scale from massively hypersonic plus to relativistic in terms of speed, with Flashy Flash obviously being much faster than light even when you don't account for lasers and Awakened Cockroach, and Blast should be much faster, being able to blitz the latter easily. So it's up to you which meta you want to use, as I will be using both in this video. But nonetheless, can the S-Class heroes overcome the best hunters in the solo leveling series? Now, solo leveling's hunters would fit perfectly in the One Punch Man verse. A lot of them would also be considered as anomalies and certainly be ranked as S-Class heroes, at least when you take the light novel statements to not be hyperbolic. They're also very accustomed to fight beasts and other creatures, so being in the One Punch Man verse would pose no problems. However, unfortunately, when you don't include the strongest in both of these groups, the S-Class heroes dominates pretty comfortably. I mean, there are arguments to be made about certain hunters defeating certain heroes, but the outcome would eventually favor the S-Class heroes. Let's take Thomas Andre and Leo Shogang as an example. They can probably defeat characters like Puri Puri Prisoner, Tank Top Master, Pig God, and even Drive Knight pretty comfortably on a 1v1 battle. None of these heroes can contend with Island level strikes, but can still be relative in speed if including both of the versus metas of dodging lasers. Sung-Ed 1 assumably can match with Flashy Flash and Sunblade Atomic Samurai's strength in their low-end spectrum, but sadly is still very inferior to them in the speed department. Gogan-Hee and Goto Yuji, if we completely wank them, can maybe match up with Tank Top Master, Drive Knight, and Puri Puri, but sadly in both metas they certainly can't compete with their speed. However, if we roll it the other way and take Tatsumaki, Sunblade Atomic Samurai, Flashy Flash, and Genos, these four characters can certainly defeat any hunter, not including Sun Jin-woo.
I mean, I already knew, like, Tornado, she's nasty, bro.
They're just vastly stronger and much more faster than any character in the solo leveling series aside from the obvious one, Jin-woo. Cha Hai-en, Baek-hyun-woo, Cho Jong-in, and Hwang Dong-soo cannot defeat a single hero from the S-Class category. They're simply far too weak and can be killed by multi-city blocks attacks performed by Beru, and this can be even compared to Hammerhead from the One Punch Man series. You see, when you have a character that can arguably use the speed of light once in a fight, going up against characters who can use it casually, it would obviously be depressingly one-sided. Even Zombie Man, who is the physically weakest, can still tangle with these low S-rank hunters and never be killed by even the top tier characters aside from Sun Jin-woo. This would have gotten even more diabolical if we included characters like Metal Bat, Darkshine, and Silver Fang. So what I'm essentially saying here, if we do some sort of tournament and even give the hunters the best odds, more than half of the S-Class heroes would come up victorious against the S-rank hunters. Things would be much more worse if they have to fight in a battle royale with Tatsumaki having the ability to one-shot every single hunter.
That's why I said, like, she alone is enough to take them all, bro. That's crazy how strong she is.
And turn them into nothingness. So if we don't include Blast and Sun Jin-woo, the S-Class take this easily and it's not even close. However, Blast versus Sun Jin-woo would actually determine who will be the winner between these two groups if they fight in a battle royale. I've already talked about all the potential metas regarding Sun Jin-woo in this previous video that I suggest you go watch and check it out. Sun Jin-woo essentially has two different metas in the power scaling community. community. Either he should be large planetary plus, approaching star level, or by the very least universal. Statements in the new sequel of solo leveling called Ragnarok actually strengthened this meta by a long shot. Not only this, but he transcended time itself and managed to slow it down, almost stopping it. Some statements actually alludes to the fact that his speed is immeasurable. So if we take the first meta of Jinwoo being only large planetary, Blast should be able to win pretty comfortably. But if we go by the second meta that seems to be more logical nowadays, Blast shouldn't be able to defeat Jinwoo. Not only is he vastly inferior to him in every regard, but Jinwoo literally has the arsenal and the abilities to completely counter Blast. And when Blast loses this one, it doesn't matter how strong or weak the S-rank hunters are. Sun Jinwoo would definitely carry them to victory, since not only does he have 10 million soldiers, so essentially he doesn't need to fight himself, his top commanders also are as strong as low-level monarchs who are stated to being able to destroy the planet. So at the end of the day, the S-class heroes completely washes the S-rank hunters if Sun Jinwoo is not included. But if he decided to fight the S-class heroes, their only hope to survive is to summon their own version of Sun Jinwoo, which is the One Punch Man himself. I've already made this video last year, you should go and check it out. Until next time, please take good care.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I ain't mad at it, but you already know. Link up in the description, all that good stuff, man. I'm like,